We are live. Is this a drama stream? Is this a roast stream? You guys can be the judge of that. We have a few breaking things in the community to discuss about a certain someone. I will name his name here because I can and I will. And that name, as you guys mostly have already figured out by now, is Fears. Fears has lied again about a certain someone that he says he was dating or still dating. And have we have already discussed this that they broke up last year. But he still says they were together, but the Christmas presents was still, at his apartment that she never picked up. That was a big hint that that there was like something going on. Why would she not pick up her Christmas presents? I'm just getting like the first part of it started. I will give a few minutes before I give like the whole details. I'm just saying, why would she not pick up her Christmas presents? They're Christmas presents. Can I make coffee on air? I can't make the coffee on air. I can get the coffee and make a cup, but I'm not going to have coffee at midnight because I'm probably going to have another like Diet Dr. I can get a Diet Dr. Pepper, but I've got my Gatorade. I've already had 2 Dr. Peppers today, so it's not going to take me long to get into this roast because this roast is good. We got Tender in the chat, Tender Mortar in the chat. We got my mod Dan as well. Both mods. We got Rebuildable Ryan, Quentin, Junk Door Videos, Rebuildable Ryan. Oh, I said Rebuildable Ryan. We got Jack the Ripper. We got, I already said Tender. Exhume Visions. And of course, I already said Junk Door Videos. And Alabaster is just, Malone is just joined. Okay, we got at least 6 people here. So if we're going to get up to 10, I can wait a couple of minutes. But that's part of it. Why would she not pick up her Christmas presents? Most people do like Christmas. And if they were officially together, why would she not pick up Christmas? Why would they sit there? And just recently, he bought her flowers. And Mars says they can rewind it. So I mean, I can't. I'm gonna wait till I'll wait till we get 10 people, and then I can do this. If we get 10 people, or at least till it's maybe closer to 10 minutes in. But I'm not gonna make this a long stream. That's why I wanted to like get into it, get out of it, and still stream Sims as well tonight. I'm streaming a lot of streams tonight, guys. It's Saturday night. We can go to. Yeah, we're gonna get when I get to 10 people. I know we're probably gonna get close to 30 people, maybe. If I streamed earlier, we probably would have got 30 people, but I don't know if we can get 30 people at midnight. Yeah, it's a triple header tonight, guys. We had Resident Evil 7. We're gonna have this drama stream, and then we're going to play some Sims. So I'm not streaming too much more than an hour. Of course, I said that on the one stream the other day, and I streamed about an hour and 8 minutes or so. So I have a breaking. I got my hands on a breaking message from Casey to someone in the community. I'm not going to say who or where it's from. I just got my hands on a big source of information about the relationship between Fears and Casey. That's all I can say. Well, it's 10 p.m. on the West Coast. It's 12:15 here. It's 1:15 on the East Coast where Pixel and some people live. So we're up to 8 people. So let's just say this has to do with Fears and Casey, the status of their relationship. Are they together? Are they not together? We can talk about, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Snapchat video that was on Mattman's stream. A couple of, not his latest streams, but the streams before that. I don't know. It was about a week or two ago. Maybe it was about a week ago. There was someone posted a Snapchat story or video about Casey and a guy. And I don't know if it was her story or what. It said like several hours ago, but someone posted it. And it was her, and they were at some kind of bar or something. Some kind of a sports, it might have been like a sports bar, but there was like pool tables and different things in there. So I figured it was some kind of a sports bar or some kind of a bar. And some guy was with Casey, and he kissed her on the cheek. So that's damning evidence that they may or may not, that Fears and Casey may or not be still together. Now, it could be her brother that got better, but it didn't look like a friendly brotherly type of kiss on the cheek. It looked like someone that, that's a little more than friendly to her. I'm just saying there's a little bit of damning evidence that's out there. Why are you telling me to wait, Junk Drawer? I'm just discussing prior evidence. Yeah, I'm just saying a guy kissed her on the cheek. It didn't look like a friendly peck type kiss on the cheek. This came out like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm not good on time sometimes, but it came out at least a week and a half ago. Yes, this is also breaking news. And someone posted it on Mattman's stream, and it was like her Snapchat video or something. That's also breaking news. It didn't look like a brotherly type kiss. It looked like, I want to make out with you, but we're maybe in a public place. So, I mean, Rebel Ryan, I'm just informing the community about how much Fears is kind of a liar about them being together, and that she's moved on maybe with this new guy, and Fears. Look, we got 10 people. All right. Thanks, 10 people. All right. Thanks, you guys. How is this my business? I don't know if it's my business, but I am like one of the people that I am the person that brings news to the community, whether it be drama news, whether it be sometimes news about worldly news. It can be a little bit of everything. So this is going to be news about Fears. I might bring in worldly news, talk about George Floyd, the protesters, all that kind of stuff in the end of this. But first, we're going to talk about what's going on with Fears. So obviously, something is going on. We have more people coming in. Something is going on with Casey. And I have also a damning message from Casey. Pixel, I was going to, but someone said that I should maybe do a full drama stream. So I got all pepped up, and I'm ready to do a full drama stream. Yes, this is the drama. Welcome to the drama news. All right. So on Mattman's stream, I can't remember which one it was, and it might even be one he took down, but they had a video. It was like a Snapchat story video, and I don't even know if you've seen this, Pixel, because that might have been the one you missed. But there was a Snapchat video. There was a Snapchat video of Casey with a guy kissing her on the cheek. So we've entered to the drama zone. That is right. So I want to explain this a little bit. So it showed everybody, like it was like a pan through of this bar. I don't know who taped it, but it was a pan through of all these people in like a sports bar or like a bar, an actual bar, and he was drinking, she was drinking, and then he had a beer bottle. I think she had a beer bottle or something, and in her hand, and he kind of like was holding her like with his arm around her waist or something, and then he kissed her on the cheek. So this is also very telling evidence that they're not together anymore. She's either moved on with this other guy, or she's just casually dating this other guy, or they're friends with benefits. Something's going on, or it's just a little, you know, date. They don't really love each other or anything. They're just casually dating. But either way, it shows that I don't think that was her brother. I know her brother's been in and out of the hospital and all that, but I don't think her brother would be like holding her like that and him kissing her on the cheek. It didn't look like a friendly, brotherly sister type kiss. I wouldn't want my brother holding me and kissing me like that personally. That's not something me and my brother would do. He might come up and tickle me, or come up and scare me, but I don't think they were. That's not something my brother would do, like grab me and kiss me on the cheek. No, that's not something my brother would do. My brother wouldn't kiss me anyways. My brother's not like that. He would come up and scare me, come up and try to. I mean, he would give me a hug or something, and come up and scare me, come up and tickle me or something. But no, my brothers. I don't think me and my brothers never like kissed each other on the cheek or something, unless he was like really young, and I was like tucking him in to sleep and stuff when he was a baby or when he was a couple years old. But no, I've never, really kissed my brother. You won't let Super Dave kiss you. No, not like that. Pretty sure they were fishing. That's not what I said. I didn't say anything. I said I wouldn't let my brother kiss me just because we're not. Yeah, I wouldn't let my brother kiss me because we're not like that. I didn't say anything about sleeping with me. Yeah, Dan says a girl wouldn't want their brother to hold them like that and kiss them, especially in public and on video. I did not say that. I did not say that. That's not what I said. So those comments are getting removed. That's not what I said. You're getting put in timeout, Ryan. I deleted your comment and then you said it again, so you're getting put in timeout. If anybody else tries to say that I said that, you're getting timed out. Is the Sega Camp wedding tonight? It could be. We could do the Sega Camp wedding tonight and do a little bit with Sega Camp and then go back to my other family. We could play a little bit with Sega Camp tonight. All right. Let's go back a little bit with Casey and Fierce. So they supposedly met through friends, mutual friends or whatever. I have several families on there. I have the Greener family that has, the last time I played them, they had one child, or they had two children. One got taken away. They had twins. One got taken away. Now they've had another baby. When I've played with them some more, they've had another baby. I don't know, Gentro videos. Maybe you've been gone a lot, so you're not always in the community. So I don't know if I'll give you a wrench or not right now. Maybe in the future I might give you a temporary wrench, but if you're not around very much, I'll have to take that away. I'll go over the Sims in just a minute. I have, about 7 or 8 different families that we play with. And then, so I have the Greener family. I have another family that's the Eco one. Um, I have me and Sega Camp. I have another family of all of the people, several people in the community. I have, what is it, the Candy family? Bob, I think it's Bob and Candy or something. Who else? I don't know. I would have to go through. I'll show all the families. Um, I'll show all the families before I start tonight, and we'll do Sega Camp, and then we'll go back and play one of the other families or something. We'll do the wedding. Um, the one family where I married Sega Camp, it has all of the exes in the neighborhood, so they'll still come by and visit and stuff. So it'll have Josh White Savage, it has Shane, it has Alex. I think, no, maybe we didn't do Alex. I'm not sure. I think it has, so it has Josh White Savage. Um, it has everybody that I can't remember everybody right now. So no, that's not all the drama. We're getting sidetracked right now. Where everybody's here for the drama. So we're going back in the relationship. So Fears and Casey met from people at work. They supposedly dated for a little. They've had a few dates that Fears has all on video and has streamed them. And then all of a sudden, back in was his, I don't know, he streamed it later than October, closer to Christmas. He streamed it. Was their last real date where they went on vacation. That was back around before Halloween, and he was celebrating their 3-month anniversary. Casey's birthday and his birthday were around the same time. And so, since then, there has been, and people had access to his phone or in his Facebook. There was no pictures of Casey, no video of Casey, not a lot of text between him and Casey, or I don't know if they could get into his text. But, and then at Christmas time, after this had come out, the Christmas presents, and people had access to all of his Facebook. She didn't come and get her Christmas presents. And he was saying, oh, they're just too busy. They don't have time. And she lives like an hour. I think she lived like an hour away, maybe an hour and a half away, something like that. And she just didn't have time to come get them. And then it was like 2 or 3 months later, and people were starting, really question him about that. And, oh, she's just too busy. But then there were no dates. There was no, no date photos. Oh, we're still seeing each other. We're still talking every day. That was his thing. I saw her like a week and a half ago, and that was, or 2 weeks ago. I saw her this week ago. I saw her this time. And then not too long ago when the churches opened back up for the COVID, oh, we just went to church last Friday. Who goes to church on a Friday? Churches are open like Sundays and Wednesdays and stuff. Just like Junktor is saying, yeah, if he was dating a girl and she didn't come get her Christmas gifts after a few months, I get the message and move on. But he was still saying he was seeing her. But I don't think he was, unless they were just seeing each other as friends. Or even, I think maybe he was still talking to her on the phone and stuff and texting. But I don't think they actually seen each other in person. I don't think so. I don't think that was the real thing. I don't think that he or she drove an hour and a half or met each other halfway and all that. I don't think that happened. Um, and so when it got longer and longer away from that, everybody was, on him and on him. Oh, well, we're still together. We're still together. Just like, with the stuff with Sega, like he's never going to, be with anybody or ever have sex. And Josh or Fears is saying, oh, I have sex all the time. But that's not true. Yeah, why would she go see him, go to church with him, and not get her Christmas presents? That just doesn't make any sense. Unless he's going to see her. But if he's going to see her, why don't you just put the presents, the trunk of your car or the back seat, drive them if you're seeing her? That just doesn't make any sense. If he saw her, she would have got her Christmas presents one way or another. One way or another, she would have got the Christmas presents. That's why I said he never saw her. He never saw her during that time. And between now and, or since whenever, because they went to the beach together. They went, to his house, her house. I mean, his apartment, her apartment, or wherever. Um, that he did, all that stuff with the roses and all that stuff for their 3-month anniversary, and then they took that trip to wherever it was, somewhere in Florida or wherever. But the most damning stuff I have is from Casey herself. That let me go through this here. Oh, I gotta go back and find it now. The most damning piece of evidence. Let me go back and find it and read the whole thing. Is from someone that sent a message to her. Let me make it bigger so I can read it. Okay, it says, "Hi, Casey. Nice to meet you. I'm an old friend of your boyfriend, John. I have been meaning I'll be coming through in mid-August, and I was hoping my fiance and I can meet up for a double date sort of thing, if you guys were available. I'm thinking Busch Gardens, but if you have any other ideas, we are open to them. Wanted to write well ahead of time since it's kind of a big trip. Again, nice to meet you. Hope we can talk to you soon." Okay, and this is Casey's response from Casey. "Thanks, but John and I haven't been together in over 6 months. Not so that's way before Christmas or around Christmas time. 6 months. We are still friends, but that's it for now." So she is saying that they have not been together in well over 6 months. That's around Christmas time, right? Or before Christmas. Okay, it is June 14th. June 14th. So we go back 6 months. That is around 12/14. So that is before Christmas time. So if they broke up before Christmas, that's why she hasn't got her Christmas presents. Because they broke up before. Oh, and she says over 6 months. So it could be 7 or 8 months. She may be a little off on that. So it could even be 7 months. That's why he doesn't have. That's why he they haven't had any pictures or anything, since October. I hope you guys enjoy your trip. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. So it doesn't say who this other thing is from, but I got my hands on this evidence. Someone showed it to me. So I'm just saying. Well, I think Fears is still trying to, I guess, let the community think that he has a girlfriend. I mean, I don't know why he would lie about the Christmas presents and about how they're not together when everybody assumed that they weren't together. And I tried to do a roast on this before that they haven't been together since October because there's no evidence that they're still together. I try to do evidence of this, in December and January, February, or whatever, that they haven't been together in a few months. But, everybody believed me a little bit, but Fears is like, no, 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 we're still together. We still love each other. Oh, da, 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 da. We're still together, still together, still together. I can go the robot of the not gay, and say, still together, still together, still together. I don't know. Maybe in his mind he thought, with their friendship and stuff, that they still were together, but they're not together. Maybe it's like the thing with Allie. He thought him and Allie were still together like a year later. So I don't know. But, it's going back into like December or even maybe November that they haven't been together. and there hasn't been a date since October. So maybe they were trying to maybe work it out back then, but they haven't dated any more since that we know of, since October, since the end of October, or about the middle of October. It's like the toward the end of October is when that we have actual evidence, and that he streamed actual evidence of a date. So she might be off on those numbers, and it'd be closer to 8 months, 7.5 months, closer to 8 months. Why would he lie? I don't know. Um, Fears lied about it. That's all I can say. That Fears, we can add it to the lie list, about him and Casey, about the Christmas presents, about them going to church together. Unless they went to church together as friends, I don't know of any churches that had services on any Fridays. Maybe it's different in Florida, but as far as I know, there was barely any services. Even now that they're opening the churches back up, most churches are not even doing Sunday night services. They're doing Sunday morning services only, and that's it. And some of them are not even still open. I mean, some are just doing the services online. Not every church is open still. I mean, most of them are still open now, but the day that they were doing the openings, they were just doing like Sunday services only. The day that he talks about where they went on services on a Friday. I don't know of any that are doing that. And Pixel says you don't go to church as friends. Yeah, I brought one guy to church, and it was, yeah, when we were dating. And I mean, I I don't know. I don't know too much about what to say about all this, except it is a drama stream. There is a lot of drama going on with Fears. I I don't know what, because he has to be a narcissist, because he has to be like perfect, and he has to be, everything has to be perfect in his life. That's what a narcissist does. Some churches are. In Florida, it was really bad. It's still really bad in Florida. They're talking about the second wave right now in Florida. So I don't know why churches would even be open on a Friday, or where he could go to church on a Friday. That first couple of weeks that churches and stuff were opening back up, did he find it church services that did a service on a Friday night or a Friday morning? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Yeah, my mom's didn't open up. I think the first week, they opened up like the next week. Um, they had to do a meeting about it, and people were setting, some people wore masks, some people didn't. My mom said, but they were setting so far apart, it's almost like that you really didn't need your mask, but some people still wore them. Um, but yeah, she's been going to church most Sunday mornings when she can, unless she was having, like health issues, or sometimes sleeping in. But most of the time, she's been going back to church when they're open. I don't know if they're doing Sunday night yet. I know they're just doing Sunday morning. They're not even doing Sunday night yet. I went to my foot doctor, and we figured they'd be pretty packed. And plus, they were like in the, we wore masks when I went to the toe doctor, the foot doctor. But sometimes I've been forgetting to wear my mask at Walmart. I hate wearing those masks too. But there's been a lot of new cases in my county, and we have almost as many as the ones that are in the bigger cities. So because we've had a nursing home had a big outbreak, and then there's been like several people die. I think we're at like 7 or 8 deaths for my county. So we're trying to, and there's been some that are not due to the nursing home. So we're trying to watch out and be careful and only go out when we need to. So, so I think that's about it that I have on fears. We have the thing that they've been broken up over 6 months, and he's lied about it that says that you weren't. We have the video that Casey may be with another guy, that came out a week or two ago. We can talk about the COVID a little bit. The COVID is still out there. There's still no vaccine. They're still testing a lot of people and using people as testing people that want to sign up and want to get tested. And they're testing a lot in our area right now. They had a test at setting up at one of the churches in the town I used to live in. For one day, they were doing that. I don't think I need to get tested because I haven't had a lot of the symptoms or anything, so I'm not getting tested. I know in the beginning and about the middle of it, I was like, I wanted to get tested because I was paranoid about it. But now that it's been out for a while, I don't think I need to get tested for it. Don't really have all the symptoms. And we can talk about, I kind of really wanted to talk about George Floyd a little bit before now that I'm doing a live stream. I mean, I have a cop in my family. I don't think he would treat people like this, but $20. Is human life really worth $20? I don't think that. I think it's worth a lot more than that. And George Floyd, all he did was go into a store with a counterfeit $20 bill. That's why he was being arrested. Maybe he resisted arrest a little bit when they tried to put him in the car. And then when they took him out of the car, they decided to be rough with him. And then they decided to put their knee on the back of his head and neck and back and legs and hold him there for almost 9 minutes. And for that 9 minutes, he begged for his life. I may get emotional here, but he begged for his life. Yeah, I've seen all the videos. He begged for his life. He said he couldn't breathe. And then even begged for his mama, who was dead. So at that last moment, I think he saw his mother. And she welcomed him home to heaven. As a lot of people have preached about at his funeral. So really, is human life worth that much? Is it worth more than that? So, for me, I think the protesting, maybe not the looting and the rioting. No, that's overboard, way overboard. But the peaceful protests that are going on right now, and the bills for a little bit of police reform, and justice for the police officers. That needs to be done. And he did not need to die for $20. Yes, he was on fentanyl. Yes, he was on meth. But he did not need to die, and that didn't cause his death. There was the independent autopsy that his family had done, and it said he died from asphyxiation. And asphyxiation was due to pressure on his neck and his back and his throat, which caused asphyxiation. I'm sure just about anyone who had that done to them would end up dying after 8.5 minutes, or 8 minutes and I think it's 48 seconds. If I'm wrong on that, I may be a little bit off on the 48 seconds, but it's close to 9 minutes. Close to 9 minutes. He was basically, and they don't do. I think the chokehold is now restricted from police officers because of the Ahmaud Arbery incident. I might be wrong on that name, but a little bit off on that name. But they can't do that anymore. So now they're putting their knees on them, on the back of their head, where they can't breathe. It's the same technique, only it's used a different way. So you can't choke the people out and kill them. So you put your knee on the back of their head to kill them. I don't know where you get the training that that's right. If they resist arrest, you're going to literally kill them. So that's basically taking justice in your own hands. Like the rookie officers were saying, should we turn him on his side? And he said no. Should we should we turn him on his side? And he said no. Should we check for a pulse? And then time they checked for a pulse, there was no pulse. Um, I I think she's busy, so I don't really want her to come in here right now. But that's some of the transcripts. Um, and that officer that was saying check for a pulse, turn him on his side, and all that. That officer is now out on bail. And personally, I think maybe he deserves to get bail because he was actually trying to help him. I'm really not that racist. I'm only racist against certain things. And I'm mostly kind of scared that, one day maybe I'll get raped again. It's really only fear. I'm not really a racist. I don't think anyone deserves to die for a petty crime. I don't even think people deserve to die while they're trying to be arrested, even for murder. I think they all deserve a fair trial. I'm trying not to be racist. That's what I'm saying. Everybody deserves a fair trial and not to be killed outside of a shop, just like the guy in Atlanta. He was sleeping in a car and he tussled over officers over a taser that is non lethal. He might have had it behind his back and maybe pointed it at the officers, but he got killed too over having a taser and sleeping in a car. So he basically had one weapon that he stole from the officers, and because he maybe pointed it at the officers. I haven't seen all the video yet. There's like 2 or 3 videos. I've not seen all the videos yet on this one, but this guy gets killed in Atlanta because he points a taser that he stole from one of the officers. He points it at one of the officers or something, and so the officers kill him, and he dies at the hospital. And that's not right. A taser is not a gun. A knife is not a gun. But officers kill people all the time. If they're holding a knife, if they're holding any kind of weapon, they think it's right. That's my opinion on things. He was sleeping in his car at Wendy's. They could have easily arrested him, even with the taser. There was more than one officer there. If anybody got tased, they would have been okay. So I agree with the protesters. I agree with the Black Lives Matter movement. I did not vote for Trump. Actually, I don't think I voted at all because something happened. I didn't get to vote. I would have felt the same way if he was Chinese. Yes, I would have felt the same way if he was Chinese, white, Indian, any race. If he died over $20, I would feel the same way. Yes, Adam. It doesn't matter what race he was. He died over $20. I don't even remember about the guy in Atlanta. I think he might have been black, but I can find it on TMZ. You guys give me 2 seconds. No, wrong one. I clicked the wrong thing because it should be under my alerts. It is a black man in the back of Wendy's. Yep, that's in the title. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter what race he was at Atlanta, but he got shot. I read the stories, and he got shot over stealing one of the police officers' tasers. I guess after resisting arrest or something. But I mean, I could read you guys the whole story of what happened, but people could have went around him. He was basically blocking some of the line at Wendy's. He fell asleep in his car. He was sleeping in his car. I think it was real late at night, and the drive-through was still open. I think, but I mean, it was later at night. But but yeah, people don't deserve to die or get. It's just like the people that got tased. I think they were students, and they were just getting food, and they were either they got lost or they were in an attempt to go home. They got caught up in all the protesters and different things, and the cops were questioning them, and then they just tased them or something, and tried to arrest them because they wouldn't get out of their car. They tased them, and they were just students, and they were trying to get home, and they got out on bail or whatever, and I think everything got released, or I think they might have got charges and stuff got dropped, but they've had journalists and stuff get arrested in Minneapolis and stuff. It's just been crazy in the first few days of the protest and stuff. They've had people lose an eye, or no, she didn't lose an eye. They've had people lose an eye with the rubber bullets and all that kind of stuff. But one lady, single mom, got shot, and she's lost all of her depth perception and stuff. She got shot by the eye. So it's bad for the protesters and stuff too. Even some of them are doing peaceful protests, um, and they're getting shot with the rubber bullets and the, what do you call it? The pepper spray and the tear gas and all that kind of stuff. Just like they did. Trump was giving a speech about peaceful protest, and then he started on about the military. And then he used tear gas and flashbangs, rubber bullets and stuff to get the people out the way so he could go across the street to the church because he wanted to be seen out in public and hold a Bible. He didn't even know how to. I wanted to give a statement on this. He did not even know how to hardly properly hold the Bible because he's probably never hardly been in a church that much to even hold a Bible, much less he's holding it up like this and stuff. He doesn't even know how to properly hold a Bible, and he's doing this stuff. So he doesn't even know how to hold a Bible, much less read a Bible. At least I've been raised in church and know how to read a Bible, hold a Bible. I've had several Bibles. I've got Bibles even by my chair in the living room if I want to read a Bible at different times or pray and do like a, what do you call it? It's not like a meditation. It's I'll come up with it later. And do that and pray and have like a session with God. And then and then he gets a bunch of people else in the picture of him holding the Bible by his side instead of like holding it in front of him where people could see it. And the one guy says, I didn't even know where we were going or what we were doing. So he's kind of stepped back from him. Like the former, I think, was Secretary of Defense or someone said a whole bunch of stuff about him. The person in charge of the diocese over there, she was pissed off. Other people were, really pissed off about it. And then people are sitting there and then, getting hurt and stuff. There's even kids that's gotten tear gas and pepper sprayed and everything and all of this protest. But that's the thing, though. You shouldn't really be bringing your kids to protest. I mean, you're bringing babies, you're bringing children. You should find a setter. You should do stuff like this. You shouldn't be bringing your children to protest, especially because you don't know what they're going to do. And even in the past protests at like Ferguson and stuff, about every night they were doing tear gas, they were doing all that kind of stuff and pepper spraying. So if you bring your children and they get pepper sprayed, it's a little bit on the parents, but it's bad for like the military and whoever gives these orders, at a certain time. And the one in Washington, D.C., it was like about 15 minutes before curfew. So they were legally supposed to be out and fine. Instead, Trump or whoever gave the order, pepper sprayed, tear gas, rubber bullets, flashbanged all those people for no reason. And they were peacefully protesting. That was what's so bullshit. I mean, it was just crazy. And all those people got tear gas and pushed back. Some of them were literally pushed back and hit with like the nightsticks by the police. And then there was that elderly man too that got pushed by the police, fell down and hurt his head, and is in the hospital. And what does the police say? The police say he tripped and fell. 2 officers got arrested for that, and 56 or 7 of them said that they're going to resign from that duty. And they're still police officers, but they're going to resign from being the first responders because they stick by their police officers and their friends or whatever. I mean, I don't know if my cousin Bruce would do that. But if he had friends or whatever that would push an elderly man down, then how would he resign from that job? Because he's got a whole family. He's got 2 little girls, and then he's got his oldest daughter from his previous marriage. Would he really resign to stick up for solidarity? I mean, that's just crazy. I should do the sitter too and replace Jonah Hill. I don't know about that. I should join the force. Well, I can't really work. My doctors say I can't work. What is my favorite Bible verse? Well, I mean, I like John 3:16 because that's about getting saved and everything. There's a few others that I like, but I mean, that's always been, one I could somewhat remember. I can probably recite it now if you want me to, but I mean, I'm not really, this is not really the religious stream, but that is one of my favorites. Yeah, John 3:16. Well, I'm still happy for the 10 people that are still watching. I just want to say that, I'm there for the supporters, and the protesters. I believe it'll do something. Hopefully, this will do something good. I think there's been too many people killed. Trayvon Martin, Austin Aubrey, Brianna. We got to stop the no-knock warrants. Because she got killed with the boyfriend and the cops exchanged fire. and she got killed for no reason. She got shot 8 times for no reason, just for being there when she had nothing to do with it. I mean, it's partially maybe the boyfriend's fault too for shooting, but how do they know when people's breaking in the apartment who it is? If it's a burglar, who it is? I mean, if someone broke into my house and I had guns, I don't know if I wouldn't shoot. You don't know when they're like breaking in your apartment who it is. I mean, maybe they announced that they were the police, maybe they didn't. If he's shooting first and they don't announce who they are, and I don't know, and they just start shooting back. So I don't know if they announced that they were police officers that night or early in the morning or what time it was. If they just burst in and don't say, police, drop your weapon, and all hell goes to fire. If he's just shooting first and they just shoot back and they don't know if it's, nobody really knows the whole story. But, she didn't deserve to die in Louisville. There was protests and a lot for her too. I mean, the stuff says they exchanged 22 bullets, but if the police will lie when it's right on camera and saying that that the old man tripped and fell when it's right on camera that they pushed him, they could have said that he shot first when the police might have just saw the weapon and shoot first. So you never know if the police are good police, bad police, average police, but say, well, we'll cover our asses and say that he shot first. In those situations, you never know what happened. But I'm, there's a lot of violence out there, and sometimes the violence is on the police. Sometimes the violence is on the offenders. Sometimes, people are getting mixed up in wrong situations. And sometimes you're just the innocent victim, like Brianna. I forget her last name right now. Brianna in Louisville. But, when the cops are choking you until you die, that's not right. That's not right at all. And if the cops are with the knee on your neck, about to break, maybe they broke his neck. It didn't say that he had a broken neck though. But I mean, if they put any harder pressure on him, they could have broke his neck, and he would have died that way too. They didn't really go into detail if he had like broken ribs or, and that kind of stuff. They were putting down on his whole body, so he couldn't get up. But the one guy was trying to help. Should we turn him on his side? No. Should we turn him on his side? No. By the time they asked to check for a pulse, he didn't have one. It was too late. And people screaming, you're killing him and stuff. He's going to die. And they didn't do anything. So my thought is people are worth more than $20. People are definitely worth more than $20. He didn't deserve to die over $20 because a lot of people don't know the story. What did he actually do? He had a 20-foot counterfeit $20 bill, and he went into that Cup Foods there in Minneapolis and used that 20-foot counterfeit $20 bill. And now the owners of that place, so they'll never call the police again unless it's a violent crime. Because, like they're saying, he didn't deserve to die over $20 either. They're just heartbroken over, him dying right in front of their store, over this. And they're saying they'll talk to their staff and stuff too and say, we're not going to call the police anymore because of what happened. That it's just, it's just a horrible situation. So, I mean, I would have done this a lot earlier, but I didn't have air for like a week, so I don't think I could have stood here and it would be real loud with the windows open and trains coming. I mean, it's still loud with the trains, but I don't know when a train's going to come and be loud. And it's loud with all the windows open anyways. You can hear like every little car. So I didn't want all that background noise. And I know we could have done a stream with like other people, but I decided to do it this way, with just me and how I'm feeling, and go into detail with all the fears and Casey stuff, and then do a little bit of everything else that's going on in the world, and then my opinions on stuff. And I know I get a little emotional, but I think it is emotional. I've gotten emotional watching all this stuff and watching the funeral. The funeral was the different funerals. I got to watch I really kind of missed the actual funeral with the family, the day of. I got emotional watching the funeral the other days, with all the people. But the family funeral I didn't really get to see, but I watched some of the others. So do I think Fears is lying, or I think Fears is lying? I think he knows they're just friends. He might be trying to get her back all this time, like he did with Allie. I think he's trying to get her back. He knows they're still talking, so he knows he still has a chance. Because Allie blocked him after a while. They were still talking for a little bit, but then she blocked him on everything. So, I mean, Casey says they're still friends, so I don't think he thinks they're dating, but, he's still talking to her a little bit here and there. I don't think he knows that she's moved on with this other guy. Maybe he does. She could have ghosted him, never told him that they're over. She could have been blocked everywhere. I don't know. But according to that, they're still friends. So I really don't know. But I'm not talking to Fears anymore. He's blocked my last account. And every time I try to create a new account, I have to sometimes use a different phone number, and I don't have another phone number. And my mom was like, "You can't create any more accounts with my phone number." So I don't know. Sometimes I can create them, sometimes I can't. But I'll probably be ending it here in a minute or two. I think it does it. They haven't seen each other in 6 months. Otherwise, he would have all that pictures and footage and stuff. But I don't think anybody has access to his phone anymore. Um, but I don't think. But back last year and earlier this year, there was no footage of them together, and no pictures and video and stuff. So yeah. Otherwise, he'd be streaming stuff. He hasn't streamed anything with her. So yeah, they haven't seen each other. He still may have her phone number and stuff, but they haven't seen each other. That's what I've been saying. Otherwise, he would be streaming and vlogging it. They haven't had a date since last year. And I'm pretty sure that last date was that vacation or whatever, that they were celebrating their 3-month anniversary. And as far as I know, I don't think they've had a date since then. But that's as far as I know, because there's no evidence of it. No, I don't want Fears. I do not want Fears. But good question. I'll take one or two more questions and then I'm going to end it. Will I scoop her up? I don't have. Well, I mean, I think I might have her phone number, but I don't want to get in a long term relationship with a girl. I would need a girl that's like available that I can like be with and stuff. I mostly prefer guys anyways, but I mean, I don't know how far I would go with a girl. Probably more. No TerraVisions, but I will. That's a weird comment, but no. Okay, that's 2 questions. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I'll be setting up the Sims in a few minutes. And we probably would do the Sega camp. And I will, Tinder. I will Tinder Immortal. I will show all the families that I have because I have several now. Okay, because some I just play on my own time, and then some are my streaming families. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Um, people are still liking my activity on my trophies and stuff on PlayStation. So I appreciate everyone for watching and me talking about all the news in the community and all the breaking news that's going on in the world. Um, there has been some, like I said, there's been some deaths and stuff in my county. My mom and knew like one of them is the ladies down the street. It's her mother that died, was one of the first one that's died during that outbreak at that nursing home. And when I was little, well, not little, but when I was like in like, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade, me and my mom used to, maybe it was 7th grade, me and my mom used to sing a lot together. And we had a little group called together that we called Heaven's Harmony. And we had cut a tape and everything when I was like in 7th grade. And we used to sing it like several nursing homes in the area. So we sung at that one. We sung at the one at Malden. Sung at the one at Dexter. We sung in a few different places. There might have been a couple more, but yeah, that was one of the ones we sung at, the one in Dexter where I used to live. So it's sad now to see that it's like they're supposedly have closed off and put them all in one wing of the nursing home, and then there were several that went in the hospital, and I think there's like more that like tested positive and stuff. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, mom knew one of the people, and then my cousin that died, her husband um, fell and broke both of his legs, and so he's staying now. He was staying in that nursing home before COVID, but he's staying now with my grandparents' old. Uh, I mean, they're what do you call that? Home health worker. He's staying with her and her husband probably until he dies. They're just taking care of him until he's going to die. Um, so that's also pretty sad news because he was a lot older. I think my cousin tried to marry him like for his money until he died, but he didn't have a lot of money. But she would have got like the house and stuff and whatever money that he had. But he's staying with them until he was always looking older for his like age and stuff. I think he's like around close to 80 or something. I don't know exactly how old he is, but I think he's in his. He looks like he's like 90 something, but I think he's around 80 or maybe even a little younger than that. But anyway, off topic again. I will wish you guys farewell, peace, love, happiness, and a happy sex life. And I'll see you guys next time for the Carrie Show. And we'll set up the Sim stream. And some of you guys want to come over and watch, that's fine. See you later. Bye.